Hey guys, it's me Amanda, and I just want to talk about something, and this made me so happy. If you haven't seen on my dashboard, there's this anon that talked to me last night, and this was this anon was the reason why I got this anon was because I blocked this thing telling me tell your secrets on anon, and I won't reply. Well, she told me with this one, I could reply to it, and she said that she's worried about weight and people are taunting her a bit, but then again, and some were telling her she's alright. And I found it so ironic that this person came to me, of all the people on this website, she came to me from this. Now, if you haven't know from my previous videos, and a lot of my videos are the subject, I had anorexic. Now, before you get worried, I am over it. I do not have it anymore. I have recovered, and it wasn't to the point where I was skin and bones and I was barely even breathing, but it almost got to that point where I hardly ever ate, ever. Like, I would literally try to skip breakfast and, like, all sorts of foods. Now, if you think yourself, now I want to talk about this. If you think yourself you may have some sort of body image issues, or you think you're going through anorexic, or you think you might be going through one of the phases, let me tell you what they are. The first stage is when you start questioning yourself, like you start questioning your weight, do you think you're pretty, do you blah blah blah, like that stuff, that's typical. The next stage is how you react towards food. Now, with me, I literally resisted food. It was like my enemy. I did not want it ever in my stomach ever. I just felt even just like a morsel of a crumb could make me explode. I don't know why, but if you feel like that, then those are one of the biggest signs that you may be you may have anorexic, or you may be going through one of the stages. Now I know what you're saying. Only girls who are way underweight can be anorexic. That's not true, my dear. Anorexic, like every mental illness or every physical illness, which is both, comes in many different stages. The first stage isn't bad, but you're starting to realize it. The second stage is getting kind of worse. Third stage getting way worse, and etc. etc. Now the final stage, which I guess would either be the fifth or fourth stage, is when you're starting to realize that you're starting to see more of your ribs, and you're starting to lose more energy and stuff like that, which is the worst stage ever. Now, on my many videos, I said that I had people and I was lucky to have parents, and I am. They did help me, and they helped me not starve myself, but honestly, guys, that's really true. No one helped me at all. I'm not bragging here, but I helped myself. I don't know how it even happened, but I just helped myself. I don't know, and I told everyone one day, because this is when I'm still having anorexic. When I was still had anorexic, I told everyone one day that one day I'm just gonna look at myself in the mirror. We're all gonna look at ourselves in the mirror, and we're gonna like what we see. And I guess that day came to me, but I wish it would have happened sooner, because it's just a living hell. Okay, like for anyone who's watching right now and understands what it's fucking like, then you're with me here. And if you don't think I know and you're saying I'm just lying, trying to make you feel better, well, let me tell you this. Have you ever felt like this? Do you feel that every time you look in the mirror, you're so disgusted with what you see and all you see is ugliness and fat? And there are some days where you try to avoid the mirror because you just can't stand what you're seeing here? And that you feel that since God or science, whatever you prefer, didn't give you this face that you always wanted, that you feel that if maybe losing weight, since that's how you can control, would make you feel beautiful. Do you sometimes when you go to the mall or go to show or go out or whatever, you never hardly see people that are overweight or someone like someone close to your weight. You always see beautiful skinny girls that don't have any complexion problems or whatsoever, and that you feel you're the only one who's ugly. You feel that every time you think that you're finally happy, something just happens, and it's like, fuck, I'm not happy. So, if you experience one of these, then Yes, my friend, you're having body image issues and you need the help. Please, for the love of God, get that help. And I also want to tell you something. If any asshole laughs at you or rolls their eyes at you when you say you might have body image issues or you have an anorexic, slap them in the motherfucking face for me, will you? Because I'll tell you something else that happened to me. My mom, it's quite confusing actually if my mom knew I had anorexic. Apparently she knows, but I guess she really didn't do anything about it. And she doesn't really seem bothered by it. I really don't know, but she's not a bad person. But I don't think it really. I think she just saw I was over dieting. I think she was joking when she said I had a mental illness, whatever. Because I think she honestly thought I was an extreme dieter, like a lot of people. But when now, let me tell you this: exercising consumed my life. If I didn't exercise one night, I feel like I have gained thousands of pounds. I'm not kidding. Exercising had consumed my life. I could not even go on trips with my family without fearing that I would gain all sorts of weight. Like I would gain thousands of weight without feeling fat. So that's why when I go out, I avoided eating. I literally try to avoid eating as much as I can. But here's the thing, like when uh, me and my family went out, or we went with my family's friends, um, when people offered me food, I would always say no because I felt if food was in me, I would get fat and I would be ugly again, and I would never be beautiful. Like I would lose all my progress so far. So I would always reject food. But my mom always said, "Oh, she just has anorexic. You know, she's just anorexic." And at that point, I didn't realize it myself that I had anorexic. I had no idea that I had anorexic at that point, and I would say, "Oh no, that's not it." But then this is right when I realized I had anorexic, and I'll get to that point later. When I would tell people, because since she's brought up anyway, I tell her, um, yes, I had anorexic. They would literally roll their eyes at me like, "Oh, you're those kind of girls." They would. I'm not shitting you. They told me this straight out of my face that I was those kind of girls. You know how fucking hurtful that was? And I didn't realize that till later, that they did not take me seriously when I said I had an anorexic. They laughed at my face when I said that. And that fucking hurts, because you don't know it. You don't know that I actually am suffering right now. And I am starving myself, thinking I could be beautiful if I do this. And you're laughing in my face? That's just fucking wrong. And if anyone ever laughs at your motherfucking face, when you say you have anorexic, slap them. Slap them real good and tell them, no, bitch, you don't know what the hell I'm going through right now. But seriously, that's fucking painful as shit. I'm sorry, I'm getting really carried away. But, this video is mostly just telling me about my experience with anorexic, and hopefully this could help you in somewhat ways and you feel like someone out there understands what you're going through, and this could actually help you to get some help, or feel better about yourself, hopefully. I'll tell you the story how I first discovered I had anorexia, because I was oblivious to this. I just thought, like many people, I was an extreme dieter, but really that was not the case at all. um, I was on YouTube one day and I saw this random video, and I think this is literally fate when I saw this video. It's about this old British TV show. I don't know what it's called, but it's about where they get people that are either way too oversized or way too underweight, over overweight or underweight, and they would get them together and fix the problem. Well, this time they did teenagers and children, because usually they would only do people that are around their 30s or 20s that usually can't eat that much or eat way too much over work or something. But there was this one guy, I forgot his name, but he wanted to be a fashion designer, and when he talked about why he starved himself, I I shook and I cried. I'm not kidding you. I literally cried after watching that video, and just remembering it almost makes me want to cry right now, because he talked about like when people give him compliments, he didn't believe them, and he felt that they were just trying to be nice, and that he was really ugly and fat. You know what I want to do? I want to go over there somehow. I want to somehow magically go through my computer screen, go to London, and hug him so bad and tell him he is not alone and he is so great the way he is, and he should never feel that way. It was hard for me because at this point I had no one to really help me with this, and I really had to help myself, which I kind of find was better anyway, because I have to tell myself that I can't wait for someone to tell me how beautiful I am. I have to do this. I'm the one that has to help myself because I'm the one that hates myself. I have to like myself. How am I acceptable? I know people can like you even if you hate yourself, but for me, I felt I have to like myself. I can't go on forever hating myself, and you shouldn't either. You should love yourself because you are amazing. I don't care how dark your circles are. I don't care how much pimples you have. I don't care how much you weigh. You're beautiful, and that does not determine your beauty. I don't care what you weigh. You're beautiful, right? But yeah, it's just that's how I discovered I had anorexic, and ironically, I went out right after discovering this, and I literally struggled to eat, and I was tied between eating and not eating because I wanted to eat for him. I wanted to eat all the fries for him because I felt bad. I really felt terrible about what he said, and it just hit me that that's the day I realized I had anorexia and I had a problem. Um, so, um, sorry, it's just, the subject's a little touchy here, and, ironically, a couple months ago, I think it was 3 months ago actually, my, um, my cousin came over to town, or two kids, and, we were talking, right, and me and her and my mom, were in the bedroom, and, she told me how skinny I was, and, like, how much weight I lost, and I loved it, I appreciated the compliment, but, you see, even after I got over anorexic, I just have this habit of rejecting a compliment, because I'm like, you're giving a compliment to me? Really? Okay. Um, so I obviously, oh no, I'm not that skinny. I mean, I'm skinny, but not that skinny. And my mom's like, oh, she just, she has anorexia, blah, blah, blah. She has a mental disorder, blah, blah, blah. And I have to, well, mom, please don't give her the wrong idea. And then I explained that I had anorexic, and this was the first time anyone was literally concerned for me. Because right after I told that, she had the look of concern and such pain in her eyes, and she literally covered her face with a pillow, like a pillow like this, and that was the first time anyone literally took me seriously when I said that I had anorexia. This is literally the first time anyone ever took me seriously when I had anorexic, and I did not expect this video to go so long. I'm sorry, but the longer the better, right? And you have plenty of time. But yes, this is the first time ever someone took me seriously, and then she asked my mom, what did she do? How did she help me with this? And my mom took a minute to answer this, and she said, I didn't. She did it herself, and which is true. I literally helped myself through this, and I was the only person. And you know why I want to help people? This is what, this is how I realized my dream for helping people. Because you know what? I have to do so much things on my own, and it's so tough. I have to figure out my feelings. I have to figure out everything on my own. And it can be sometimes so tough because you want to go for help, but you can't. See, this is why I want to help people, especially that go through anorexic, because I want to show you that you're never alone with this, and you're never alone. And that you don't have to do everything on your own like I did. I want to make this easier for you and help you discover it way faster than I did. But yes, um, so what I want to tell you, what I want you to do is, here's a couple exercises which should work. It does help me. And don't get me wrong, I sometimes feel like my worst fear is relapsing, meaning I will go back to being the way I was. very self-conscious and don't go back to being anorexic. If I want to, I will not go back there, and I will do everything in my power to never go back like that, because I don't want to suffer like that anymore. I literally, I was in depressed. I was sad some days, and I could not even look at myself in the mirror because I hated everything I see. It's just, I hated it all. And there were days where I just, it's so hard to explain, but you, I think you might get it if you understand where I'm coming from. If you understand what, if you went through this, you would understand what I'm trying to say here. But here are some exercises. You know the character Tavros from Homestuck or Friska? What I want you to do is, I want you to pretend that you are the most confident person in the world. I don't care how arrogant it makes you look, it really will help. Just, even if you don't have confidence, just pretend you do. And sooner or later, you will have that confidence. Trust me, this is what I did and really to help. So pretend like you have confidence. Even when you feel like you're not, even when you feel so terrible about yourself, just try your best and pretend you're confident. Mirror exercises. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, and no one else will tell me otherwise, not even myself. And I don't have to change myself, ever. And just keep on doing this every day. Even, I don't care how disgusted you are, just try it. Just try your best and hang in there, okay? You need, you need to get better, because, take it from me, the sooner the better. Don't ever make the same mistakes I did. Don't ever starve yourself. Don't ever feel like you're not beautiful enough or you're not good enough. Because you are. You are so worth everything. And anyone would be lucky to have you. Anyone would be lucky to be with you. Because you know why? You're beautiful, you're sweet, you're kind, and you have everything that you need. So don't ever feel like you can't do anything, because you're beautiful, just the way you are. And, it also didn't help that my mom used to compare me a lot to other girls, and, because I was a tomboy, such a big tomboy back then, that I was always compared to different girls, and I was always said that, look at them, look how cute they are, and look how you're just a tomboy. So I guess this is how it all started, too. And for anyone who's 20 maybe watching this and they're thinking about having kids, for the love of God, don't ever compare your kids to other children or tell them how they need to act like other kids, because this will actually make them question themselves and make them feel like they're not worth it. So please, for the love of God, don't do that to them. Just don't. They don't need to go through that pressure. Just accept them for who they are and let them be. So I just want you to know that there's always hope. And if you ever need someone to talk to about anorexia or someone to talk about weight, come to me, because I can help you with this. This is one subject I can definitely help you with. And I just want you to know that you're perfect just the way you are, and don't ever feel bad. And if you want to lose weight and go on a diet, that is fine. But don't you ever go on a diet or try to starve yourself just because you believe that if you don't lose this weight, you're not going to be beautiful. I'll tell you what, that's not true. You're still beautiful, even if you're not a size 0, you're still beautiful, okay? Even if you're not a size small, you're still beautiful. And to tell you the truth, even if you lose all that weight, you just want, for me at least, you want bigger clothes, because smaller clothes are gonna feel a little tight and like well too fitted. So you're even it's waist too. So but anyway, I'll end this video because it's too fucking long, and just know, dear, that I love you very, very much, and you're so beautiful, and that you deserve every last bit of love.